with that.
John, I've heard the story about how Chef got the job, but was wondering how he heard you were looking. Was he a customer or just from YouTube stuff? Right now, I'm listening to the podcast while welding up a 20 by 20 canopy.
Who's welding?
Fat Nuts.
Fat Nuts, good job.
You know where that canopy's going?
I hope it goes here.
It's going out there for our aquaponics.
Good shit. What was the question?
You're right. We'll just skip that one.
No, what did he say?
How did you know I was looking for a chef?
You said it 1 million times, and on the 999th time, I reached out to you. But I was a customer, yeah. My first thing I ever bought here was super exciting, a black on black Cobra belt. I think I bought it too big. I ended up giving it to a friend.
Smart, because we were gonna come to your house and make you eat the belt for ordering the wrong
No,
size.
I gave it to a friend.
Smart. That's what I'm saying. Smart. Why does this smell like this? What is this?
Highlighter.
Xena printed this weird.
Yeah, she smudged everything.
She
How'd
did.
she do that?
I know.
I thought
I'm
it was
like,
my
I've never
eyes
seen a printer do that. I'm loving your guys' shirts and hoodies that says the stuff that we need to stay focused on. Move with purpose, move with urgency. Things about acting now and working hard. I look up to y'all as a business and an influencer. By doing what you are doing and making videos with such true words, you're gaining a following outside of the tactical gear. We'll definitely keep buying your shirts as you bring them out, and I'll eventually get a day pack. I know you mentioned Ed Milet and Tony Robbins a lot, and I know you've mentioned a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head while I'm working horses right now. And also, you talk about learning about social media algorithms, all of which I'm doing and listening to. Who else business or motivation-wise do you listen to a lot if you do listen to anyone else regarding the topics? Couple things. We put a shirt out every single week. New shirt, sometimes even 2 a week. Shirt, hoodie, sweatpants, branded merchandise, right? So while we're on the topic, branded merchandise is something that I can do. We have enough customer base that I'm lucky enough people want to buy shirts. Here's a little rule. If you're wondering if you should make shirts and you don't have customers asking for shirts, you probably shouldn't be making fucking shirts. There's a lot of dudes that jump up, start making shirts. That is money that you could have put into materials for something that you already have sales for. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying don't go fucking do a lot of them. And usually if you're not doing a lot of them, the margin's not there because you have a $50 screen fee, you have a $50 setup fee, stuff like that. When we order shirts, we order 120 pieces minimum. Every week it's a new shirt design. It's very rare that we run the same design over, although we have revamped our round logo, made the motherfucking USA. It's going on a lightweight hoodie this week. But it's a little different. It's bordered in red, has multicam black, and it has white to really make it pop. As to who I listen to, I think you would benefit to and listening to Jack Spirko, the Survival Podcast. And it's not all survival stuff. Even if he does a lot of stuff on business, he came from corporate world, started a business, grew a business, and has taken it in so many different directions. I like to say that it's like the hour face on a clock or on a watch, right? You're on path at 12 o'clock, but the second hand ticks 1 second. And a year down the road, you still see each other. But it's spreading out, right? Because it's going like this. And as you get further down the road, even though it's only 1 second deviation, 2 years down the road, you don't even see the same place because it was just one step to the side as you were going down that path. And it can become so many different things. Even though it started as ABC, you might end up at XYZ, and ABC was just a prep for all the next parts of it. I listen to that stuff on YouTube, so it's pretty good at giving other suggestions and stuff. You would definitely do good to listen to Jordan Peterson. You might not like him at first, but just listen to what he's saying. Just about past societies and current societies and the path we're going down. Jocko Willnick, Jocko Podcast, you'd probably do good to listen to some of that. But I think you'd do best listening to probably the Survival Podcast at first. And there's going to be topics in there you don't like. If there is, even if you see it come up like, today we're talking about rubber wheels or whatever it is, right? Listen to that podcast anyways, the first 10 minutes, because that's when he talks about what's going on. That's when he really talks before getting onto that topic. So it's worth listening to those as well. There was something else, a day pack. What color day pack you want? Terribly Tactical says, thanks for reading the comment on the podcast. I want to help contribute with this one by asking a question for the next one. What do you guys think the biggest distraction from progress is other than phone and social media? Also, when do you think society started declining in the sense of giving up our freedoms and privacy for security and free shit? So we've always given up our freedoms. We're just giving up more of them as technology advances. We're always giving up our freedoms. We were worried about people were worried about their phones being tapped. Well, now they can just fucking listen to them. They don't even have to be tapped. We used to joke about the shop phone being tapped 20 years ago because it would buzz and click, and then we'd have some guys from AT&T or Pac Bell were in the area. We're like, hey man, this does a lot of weird shit, and they would go down and switch our wire pairs. What they, in effect, were doing was removing the phone tap from the main because they were further up, and they would switch all of our wiring over. So our phone wouldn't buzz or click for a couple weeks, and then it would start again. We're like, haha, they're bugged us again. They really were. They had 17 phone lines tapped. So we've always given up our freedoms, and I believe that every little tiny piece you give is an erosion, and it amplifies. It's that 12 o'clock on the clock, that 1 second tick. You just gave up some little tiny piece that it doesn't bother you, right? Because it doesn't concern you because you're not doing that thing. Until you are doing that thing. Look back and look how fucking Stalin started all that shit. Look how that all started. Those were just normal people at first. It was the less fortunate. And then all of a sudden, a couple years down the road, it's everybody fits that category. He's putting, engineers and fucking everybody's in that group. So I think it's all of it. What do you think some of the things against us are, though, that take the time fucking?
I mean, what I instantly thought of is the biggest distraction of a perfect plan, or a good plan, is the perfect plan. So instead of just acting and doing something, you're like, oh, but what about this and what about that? And you should just go with that good idea and execute that.
Or fucking any idea.
Anything. Just do something.
It's paralysis through analysis. And really it's the people doing that. If you look at what they've done, they've always done that. I was going to do this. I was going to play pro football, but I played high school football, and then I got this girl pregnant, and then I'm married, and I needed a job, so I did this. It's the guy with 20 good ideas, but no proof of any of them. That's kind of that thing. You have people that do, and you have people that don't. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how great your idea is, where everybody knows the dude that said he invented Post-it notes or WD-40 or whatever. I mean, I invented this thing fucking forever ago. It was a triangle of wood. It was the end cut, and I was going to use it, and I was going to call it a door holder opener. But fuck, man, they came out with it, and you know what? It's called a fucking doorstop. You know why? Because that didn't fucking happen, but everybody knows one of those guys with those stories. So if you have something, keep your fucking mouth shut, put it out there, and start fucking selling it and figure out how to merchandise it. Fucking...
You will perfect it.
I think... Josh kind of took it a different direction. Like the phone thing is a really big thing though. Like I get caught in that all the time. I'll be going up front to take some product up or something that I just sewed. I'm like, I'm up here, let me check my emails. And somehow, before you fucking know it, I am on Facebook. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I've been here for 5 minutes. I've looked at feeds of people I don't fucking know or people that I just don't fucking care about. And somehow it's there. And I'll go through and I'll see these dudes just fucking complaining and whining about shit, and I'll block them. I'll go to their page and unfriend them, and it disappears, right? Somehow I fucking still see those people. Facebook, people I'm blocking, I'm still seeing their shit, and I'm still fucking talking about their shit, and I'm still distracted by their shit. Fuck, we had a 20-minute conversation fucking before we turned this camera on about some fucking retard that is doing nothing other than just running his mouth, talking about all the great shit he's going to do, yet not doing any of it. Stay away from that. Everybody's contagious. If we're fucking talking about it, it's taking our time. If you're around those people, it's going to detract from you. If somebody's not adding to you, they're taking from you. So everybody you come in contact with every day is fucking contagious in some capacity, some manner. So you better make sure you want what you're about to fucking catch from them, because you are going to become part of them. You notice how you get around, if you get around some friends that are like surfers, you start talking like this, I can't even do it anymore. Or you get around a stoner, or you get, if you were banging some hot French chicks, hot fucking French chicks. You'd be fucking speaking with a French accent. Like, you're going to become the sum of what you're around. And if you don't have good people to be around, get around fucking the better people and fucking fill the rest of your time on YouTube or listening to fucking influencers or whatever. But if you want to fucking be a high performance person, you have to be around high performance people. That means you have to go where they are. Your job is to fucking talk to people no matter what it is. Hey, what do you do? How do you do it? You get around better people, you will get invited. You get invited to the next fucking group or whatever. You got to go where they're at if that's what you want to be. How do you become the best fucking, how do you become a fucking great chef?
Work under an awesome chef.
You gotta work under an awesome chef.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we answered that question.
Yes, we did. I thought it said free shirt, too.
Josh Blanchard, there's no fucking bullet points and there's lots of words here. Thank you for your kind words. Unfortunately, North Korea believes their god king is a fat man who is Korean and born in the mountain. Although when you do take over North Korea, I would like to see what's in that giant fucking, that hotel they built, that big giant office building, the tallest one in North Korea. That I know you guys have Godzilla in there. I know that's what the fuck's going on. You got a Korean Godzilla. It fucking just eats kimchi and shit. It doesn't come out of the ocean and shit. It just eats fucking kimchi. And you don't know this, but kimchi is not just pickled cabbage. When you go to a Korean restaurant, Korean barbecue, kimchi is like, I got it because I got a kimchi sampler thing, right? And they brought out 120 things. Tons, the fucking table's full of this shit. They had these little toothpicks. I'm like, what are those? It's like the little tips of toothpicks. It's dehydrated little fish. That falls under kimchi also. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I know those.
Am I wrong?
You could.
It happened.
Yeah, we'll say it's true.
So, Josh Blanchard, I want to know where the Korean Godzilla is. Anyway, I'm totally on board with taking care of yourself first. I tell people constantly that they have to take care of themselves first before they can take care of anyone else. You are useless to everyone if you are broken or laid up in a hospital bed. As many of my friends can tell you, one of my biggest fears is to be useless. Be it physically or mentally, I want to be useful for as long as possible. Because of this, I do find there are times when I am giving of myself too much. I have to find a balance. Any advice on how and where to start with that? I can count all my real friends on one hand now because my list is getting smaller. For me, a friend is someone who I can trust with my whole being. There are only a few people I can put that much trust in. Unfortunately, like you, I'm terrible at keeping in touch with people. Considering how busy you are, how do you keep in touch with your friends? I don't. I don't. They fucking better keep in touch with me. That's how we know we're friends. And you know I'm your friend if I fucking reply to you. If I don't, that's because I don't want to fucking talk to you. Not always, but for the most part. I am busy doing what I do. I am able to do what I do because I fucking do what I do. My friends, most of them are in this building right now. There's a few outside. Lance hits me up every fucking morning and tells me, hey, I beat you up, motherfucker. I'm up ahead of you. I just fucking worked. I did cardio for 45 minutes this morning. My legs kind of hurt because I had 15-pound kettlebells. I'm like, well, maybe you should stop fucking doing that. Separate your cardio from your weightlifting. It's about self-preservation at this point.
Go.
I know there's some others that I'm forgetting, but for the most part, I do what I do. Like that's the crazy thing about these friends, right? I got buddies that hit me up, guys that used to work for me or guys that I knew in San Diego. They're like, man, we don't ever talk. Yeah, motherfucker. You're doing the same shit you were doing 6 years ago. I'm busy doing what I fucking do. You want to talk to me? Walk through that fucking door. That's the deal. But like that's the deal. Like, you want to be around me? Come where I'm fucking at. That's how we do it. John, are you on TikTok? Gary Vee says it's going to be the new hotness. Thanks for taking the time and doing what you do. Gary Vee definitely has a lot of money, right? Gary Vee's definitely done a lot of shit. Gary Vee is selling you that shit. You know, Gary Vee owns part of TikTok, right? Gary Vee owns part of Instagram. If Gary Vee's pushing it, he is invested in it. Gary Vee's telling you content every day, 100 pieces of content. Who the fuck has time to build 100 pieces of content that we can't fucking make money on? There's a great fucking video. I don't know who the dude's name is. Maybe we'll find it and put it in here.
Great.
I figured out very early in life what I wanted to be doing, which is building businesses. I think pornography is a huge industry right now, and if you're not making a porno every fucking week for the next 10 years, you're missing out on a ton of real estate. I'm extremely excited about my guest today. He's built several billion-dollar companies. I want to hear all about you and the stuff you've done.
So, number one, the hardest part is
Shut the fuck up. It's about me now.
You know, it's so funny people say that I'm like hyper.
You got your perspective.
D-Rock would know, like, I don't even drink a cup of coffee ever, all right? It's all these people like, what gives you so much energy? Gratitude.
Holy fuck. I don't ever send videos to people that are just because, like, I think they're amusing or they're funny. You won't ever, like, see me repost some shit if I don't think it's going to directly benefit you. But I sent that video to fucking a few of these guys. Holy shit, was that funny. But Gary Vee, we talked about that pretty in depth. That's what Pierre used to say. I'd send him videos, he'd send videos back and stuff. He goes, and he's like, I just feel like he has a lot of money and he has a lot of influence and he's definitely done well in business, right? He's definitely doing real shit. There's no question about that. But he's telling you, slide into people's DM. You send me a bunch of fucking DMs, I'm gonna block you. Same thing fucking all the other dudes say. You wanna do business with me? Do something for me and then fucking show it to me. I make this product, we should co-brand. You better send me fucking one of them because I'm definitely not gonna buy it. I didn't know you existed fucking 2 minutes ago and you're gonna send me about fucking 2 more fucking PMs and we're just never gonna talk. Like, I don't care how good your shit is. You wanna do something? If I wanted somebody's attention, I would build them a fucking product if I wanted to do business with some fucking big company or somebody that's perceived to be larger than I am that can do. The question is, dudes are like, hey, we should collaborate, or hey, I'll send some people over, let me review one of your products, and he's got 10 people on his page. You would do better off buying my product, and you will get more by doing a review on my product than you can do for me by me sending you the product. Like, is it mutually beneficial? If you want to do collabs and shit, do awesome shit, and those dudes will reach out to you. If you want to do collabs, do shit with people on your level. Fucking go ahead and slide into their DMs like Gary says, whatever. Fucking send Gary Vee some fucking some PMs and see what the fuck happens with that. See how that goes for you. See who gets back to you. I like Gary Vee. He's definitely doing real shit, but I think he's fucking telling you to stay on social media because he has a vested, profitable interest in being on social media all the time. I use it. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without it. And if social media shuts down, that means the fucking power's off and we're planting seeds in the ground and we're fucking cracking cans open and we're locking the gates and we're fucking arming the perimeter. We're gonna live in a very different lifestyle at that point when that happens. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Use social media, be aware that it's poisonous, and use it to fucking make yourself better in some manner. And that always leads to money. Money. It will always, if you can fucking identify a problem and offer solution, offer fucking value, offer whatever it is you're offering. If you're focused solely on the money though, the money's not gonna come. If you add the fucking value and you help and you genuinely care about people, they're gonna come. They're just gonna find out what you do and you're gonna be doing business with them at that point. Did I answer that question? John, TikTok, yeah. TikTok. I thought TikTok's gone. Is that still a thing?
I think that's Vine.
Vine's gone. That was a video game thing, right? What's the other one?
Vine was 7 seconds. You get 7 seconds.
Everything got went away, right? Snatch Chat. They should rebrand it. It should just be Snatch Chat because Snapchat's fucking gone. As soon as everybody stepped up, they're like, oh, you think you got part of the market? We'll just fucking take the one thing you do and put it on Facebook and Instagram, who, by the way, own each other.
Snapchat's only making money off of premium Snapchatter people like
Mama
women
says
selling
Snapchat's for whores.
She's right.
Wait,
She's
who
correct.
says that?
Mama says Snapchat's for whores. Fucking Jeremy Horton, man. He had one of those filters on where he looked like a chick. He's like, Mama says Snapchat's for whores. I got no problem with whores. I think that prostitution should be legal. If you want to sell your pussy, you should be able to sell your pussy. You want to grow a plant and smoke it? I've never smoked weed, ever. I think you should fucking be able to smoke whatever the fuck you want. Until you're giving it to kids or something, I don't give a shit what you do. Keep it on your property. Don't let it cross onto my property. Don't be out on the road fucking driving under the influence, whatever. I don't give a shit till it's a problem. I think you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And that includes sell your pussy. Thanks for the podcast. It amazes me how many people live check to check but have a $1,000 phone in their hand. Fuck yeah, they do. Homeless. Our homeless people in the United States are in the top 1% of the fucking people in the world on income. Our homeless people. Is that how does that work, right? So we went up to We went to Louisville, Kentucky. Neat place. Fucking the history of it and the architecture and stuff. You know, old Louisville. Under every big ass bridge there, the city has placed mattresses, right? We're not talking like some fucking jailhouse foam roll-up mattresses. I mean queen-size beds on box springs, and there's fucking hundreds of them. And between every one is a big-ass fucking trash can. So they didn't really have a trash problem. I didn't see a lot of trash, but we saw homeless fucking everywhere. And there's 2 or 3 dudes in sleeping bags on these mattresses under every fucking bridge that was there when we were there. During the day, those zombies are out shuffling around, and every one of them's on a phone. They are pacified. They're either needled up, or they're fucking on the phone, or they're needled up and on the phone. But they all had, our homeless people all have fucking phones. Who's paying the phone service? Well, let me tell you, you and I are paying the phone service because it's fucking coming out of the taxes. The people that work pay for all the people who don't work. We've just pacified them when really we should put them in camps and let them fucking work. Oh, who's that sound like? Oh, we can't say that. Never mind. Hey guys, love these podcasts. Are you still doing the big iron gates? We're not. We switched gears. The iron gates started off as $5,000, and then it became $6,000, and then it became $7,000, and then we were putting wood on the back, but because of the weight of the wood and the drivers and everything, it ended up $11,000. I think is what it came out at.
Yep. And that was without the cement work. That was just like the gates.
The cement, the block, the fucking solar drivers, all the shit. So we just kind of switched gears right now. We have not done that. The guy that was making them refunded all the money on it. Fucking awesome, and has repurposed and used all that for something else. I try to share as much as Frank Labby says. I know I'm fucking it. Is it Labby or Labby? Hey, I flew over some power lines for you. When I did that the other day, I had the drone flying behind the car, and somehow when I stopped, I was in the power lines. I was very lucky that I was able to just bring it down and out of the power lines. I have 3 broken drones right now, 2 of which are from power lines. But because you showed interest in that, I actually flew over a bunch of fucking power lines yesterday. I don't know whether it'll make it through the edit or not when they cut it apart, but we have some big high tension lines up, big, huge, towers. Anyways, he says, I try to share as much as possible, and I haven't gotten to order anything in a while. I'm not at my 0. I've taken what you've said in the past to heart. My 0 is $10,000 in savings. Once I'm back to that, I can have play money and make some more orders. But again, I still try to push your shit, always giving out business cards and combat cocks, trying to spread the word. I know I've gotten you at least 10 sales that I know of. I see you do that, Frank, and I say, thank you for that, man. Even when you're at 10,000, fucking, you don't gotta buy our shit. How many bags do you need? Like, I'm a terrible fucking sales guy. Dudes ask me all the time, what should I buy? Like, if you gotta ask, you shouldn't buy anything, man. Save your money. Use it for something that's going to fucking become something else, right?
Save your money. Christmas is coming.
I don't save my money. I'm telling you what you should do, not what I do. Make some more orders, but again, I still try to push shit. Are you still getting the 4Runner? So we actually did all the paperwork on the 4Runner. We were supposed to swap the 4Runner. They're like, we'll have that bitch in 6 weeks. And at about 16 weeks, I think it was, they're like, hey, we got your 4Runner. So we check it out, and it doesn't have dual temperature zones. It didn't have a lot of the shit that we were supposed to have. So I don't even know if the new 4Runners are out right now. I'm telling everybody, don't spend money on shit that's not making your money. That's kind of what we're doing. Like, everything is kind of staying in-house on the property here. The truck's cool. We're using it. We drive the shit out of it. So I don't know. John, I'm sure you've already covered this, but do you guys have your own chopsticks? Who makes them? Tie Connector makes the chopsticks Amanda has. I have some Mike Snowdy F-22 Raptor, the airplane, carbon fiber. It's a quad wrap. It's a different carbon fiber. And then I have 2. I have a round set and a square stock set of carbon fiber. And then I have some by Tie Survival. The honest answer is I don't like any of them. Amanda loves them. They're pretty. She's got 2 sets that she took apart to make them different colors and shit. They're like Legos. I like a wooden fucking chopstick. We are going to have some chopsticks made. What I'm after is I have some pencils from Prada. Whenever you buy shit at Prada, they have these pencils in there, right? I'm like, I'm taking these. And I just bought some of your shoes. I'm taking your pencils. They're black lacquer, and they have this red tip on the top. And I want some like that with just a little combat cock engraved in them. So like lacquered, lacquered wood chopsticks. That would be my preference. Whether we'll get those or not, I don't know. But it's tie connector is what you're looking for. And when you look at tie connector, they make knife stuff, knife parts and stuff, and they're fucking terrible. Like the product's good. I've never done business with the company other than face-to-face, but their social media is fucking horrible. She's like, hey, I tag you guys in this all the time. She talks to them at Blade Show, and they're like, I didn't even know we had a Instagram page. That's because you're a fucking retard.
Awesome.
So tell them SOE said they're fucking retarded. We sell a lot of these fucking things. I've seen a dozen dudes in the last fucking 60 days buy their $200 chopsticks, and they don't even know fucking social media where the fucking orders are coming from. Did I answer your question about
Yes.
chopsticks?
Yep.
What's up? Love the co-branded shorts with Katanica and SOE Strider. It's Katanica ATAX SOE Strider, ATAX Ghost. You will notice that there's a lot of ATAX on the walls in here. That's because those dudes are fucking awesome. A very good friend of mine, you guys have heard of Ranger Dave, one of the owners in ATAX, was his platoon leader in the Rangers. And then he went on to a unit that was pretty fucking cool beyond that. A lot of the... Anyways, great product, great company. They interact great on social media. You want to do business with a really good company, ATAX is a really good fucking company. So, are there any other companies that you've considered working with, especially more clothing items? We don't really reach out to companies to do that. Katanica just fucking interacted with us on social media, so we have a pretty good. They had a solid product. Like I bought a lot of their product and just started tagging them, and they fucking just replied back. A lot of companies don't. You don't see shit from them. But I've bought over 100 pairs of these shorts, and they're $150 shorts. Like I've bought them for all my guys. We buy them when they drop them. So it was super easy when they're like, hey, we're going to do this collaboration. Same with LoomTech watches. I'm a LoomTech watch dealer. If you want a LoomTech watch, I can put that together for you. I can have it at your door in 2 days typically. Just tell me what model you want. The reason we do that is because they have a fucking awesome product that I owned long before we ever had any kind of business relationship. And then one year for Christmas, I think I bought 20 watches, and they're like, hey, do you want to be a dealer? What are you doing with these? I just bought them to give them to all our guys. And we've just been going since. Love the podcast, the new background. How does SOE advertise, if you even have to advertise at this point? Do you bother with anything physical like a magazine or event? So we used to run for 3 years. We ran full page ads in Recoil magazine. We do not anymore. Print magazine's fucking dead. Print is gone. Like, where do you even buy it at this point? You have to seek it out. Like Walmart has now, since they've put in all these self-check lanes and shit, I only know this because I was in there looking for batteries. I needed some fucking rechargeable AA batteries. So I went to Walmart a week or so ago, walked all around the store. Where would you find batteries in a Walmart? I would assume they're probably backed by electronics. They're not there. I would assume maybe automotive, not there. They have some game cameras. I went over there, but they didn't have any rechargeable fucking batteries. They only had them in a little kiosk, a little cardboard pop-up thing at the front of the store. While I was looking for the batteries, way back in the back corner by the automotive, that's where they've put their little half aisle of books and magazines now at this point. Unless you want to buy the Inquirer, you're not going to find fucking magazines at Walmart anymore. If you seek them out, Barnes & Noble, which seems to be going out of business as well. Walgreens. So print's dead. I can spend a little bit, and what's a full page ad cost? That costs $2,500 a month if you're committed to 12 months, and that's the bro deal. That's the hookup while you got a bunch of friends working at Recoil. Recoil is a great fucking company. We love doing stuff with them. We still do some stuff with them here and there, but the money being spent, $1,200 goes way fucking, $2,400 goes way fucking further on targeted marketing, direct marketing, because on Facebook, I can pick who I want the money to go to, whose eyes I want it. Do I want it to go to male or female? Do I want it to go to homeowners? What price of home do you own that I want it to go to? What age group? Stuff like that. And I can do that by looking at other demographics. Toyota Tacoma owners, for the most part, are men. Most of them are firearm owners, so that's a good group to target to. Jeep owners, Wrangler owners, stuff like that. But that all goes back to targeted marketing and social media marketing. There's videos on all that shit, and that money goes way further. And you can test that money. I can send it out there, and I can lock it to do $20 a day or $100 a day, and I can set it to do it for a month or just a couple of weeks and eat up all of $1,200 in a 3-day period and see what the eyeballs and what the conversion is. And the analytics are pretty good. They show you where the money comes from. So, to answer your question, I do not do any print stuff. And really, I was only doing it just kind of to fuck with some other guys, because we're like, hey, you're supposed to be doing all this shit. Here's our ad. Where's your fucking ad? And that's what it was. And I know for a fact some guys dumped a bunch of money in there because we were doing it, and those guys are out of business at this point.
Tanked them.
Yep. I mean, think about it. Look back 2 years ago, how many guys were making belts like ours? Where are they now? There's a few dudes still making belts. There's some guys came up at the same time as us who we've always been making belts. But every dude that got fired or whatever bought a sewing machine or a toaster oven, and what's the first thing you sew? Straight line belts and slings, because they're the easiest thing to make. So everybody bought a toaster oven and became a fucking holster maker, or they fucking got their mom's sewing machine and tried making belts. There was tons of dudes doing it, like hundreds of dudes. Most of those dudes are out of business at this point. Always appreciate the time you put into your podcast. Any plans to do mystery orders again? We owe Mystery 8 right now. That's why we have not done another mystery order. I have all of the shirts that you guys ordered in every size and colors that you guys requested. Those are already here. Several other pieces of the order are here. We have one bag to build in the colors. We need to get that done, and then that will go. The day we ship Mystery 8, we will put 9 on order, and I already know what the item for 9 is as well. What kind of survival kits do you have put together and ready to go? What are your thoughts on such kits? And what is your favorite Leatherman multi-tool? Thanks for the podcast. The honest answer is I don't fucking know what's out there for a multi-tool. I like the Leatherman Super Tool. I'm sure there's a ton of other shit out there. I have a bunch of Gerbers that, you know, the Army issue black Gerber. I think the Gerber is lacking compared to the Leatherman. Yep. I've had SOG tools. Man, when the first SOG tool came out, before I even had a Leatherman, we were cutting chain link and fucking the blade up. Now the blades are replaceable on them. I don't think you can go wrong with the Leatherman Mutt. It's big, it's beefy, it's fucking an awesome tool. I've got several of those. Those are the only ones I know because I've had them for years and years, and they haven't failed. So I've never looked for another one. I've never seeked out anything else.
Leatherman's got a lifetime warranty with most of their shit.
Yeah, so. Guys used to buy Leathermans at flea markets and stuff that would just have snap blades and send them back, and they'd send them brand new ones. I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah. A couple of years ago they did.
Like, you didn't even have to have a receipt or show that you were the original owner. They just fucking, no questions, swap that thing out.
Yep, mail it in.
As far as survival kits, I have buildings full of survival kits and shit. I never have one with me when I need it. I'm terrible about that. We started filming a video the other day about generators. I believe I own 6 generators. When I looked, I could only find 3 generators. I'm pretty confident somewhere I have a Honda EU 2000, but I couldn't find it. I know a lot of times when we've gone to run the generators, the fuel doesn't fucking start. It's old fuel. Or worse, we didn't run the fuel line out of fuel, close the fuel valve and run the line out of fuel, so now the carburetor's fucked up. Generally, with a lot of cranking and pulling and fresh fuel, it'll take that varnish out of there. We get them to start. I own 2-cycle and 4-cycle generators. We're doing a video on that. We have not pulled any of these generators out. We have not tried to start them. We're going to video all of that and kind of show you. Just because you have it doesn't mean it works. We've also bought generators brand new in the box. Power goes out, we go to use them, and you open it up and it's like, hey, don't run this generator, big red tag. Don't run this generator till you put oil in it. I'm like, cool, pop the oil in. There's no oil in here. Shit. Hondas come with a little bottle of oil or with it already in the generator. They've already test run them. But a lot of these little tiny ones you buy, you know, for $100. And there's a difference. Just because the number says, you know, fucking 2,000 kilowatts or whatever, there's a difference between a $1,000 generator and a $100 generator, a big difference. And load cycle and spin up. Yeah, it might do that. It might run something, sustain your television and your little bullshit, but you're not going to run a power saw because of the cranking amps on that thing. And the farther you move the electricity, the cheaper the generator, the more noisy it is. That means everybody around you who doesn't have power if there's bad guys or zombies walking around, they know where that fucking power's coming from. You have something they want. Plus, just at your house, the generator's loud. You want it further away out in the backyard or out on the porch, and you want to run the cord inside. The further you're moving electricity, the bigger the cord you need. And you can go to Walmart and you can buy, a 50-foot electrical cord, extension cord for, $10. We run them all over the property for Christmas lights and shit. You cannot run a heavy load through there. You need a real extension cord. And if you haven't priced them, those are $100 extension cords. Yeah. So you don't know what you don't know, and the way you find out is you just try that shit out. Have a weekend where you house camp, right? Don't even tell the kids, power's out, kick the circuit breaker. Run that shit, see what happens, test it. It's fun, do it. You can still run all your bullshit. You can still watch DVDs and play your computer and your phone or whatever. Just don't power anything off the wall. You'll be amazed when you kill that circuit breaker, when you kill all the power of the house, or the power's really out. You'll be amazed how many times you walk just out of habit to turn the light switch on, even though there's no power to it, and there's no power to it. How are you gonna do your light? Well, we can make light a lot of ways. We can do it off candle. You can also burn your fucking house down. It's never intentional when the house burns down. You can heat from open flame as well. But what are your other options? How are you going to do that? We'll test that shit out. An LED light will run for a long time. Have some little headlamps. We have tornado jackets. That's what I call them. Luckily, I've never seen a tornado here, but it's a jacket, and I've got leather gloves, and I've got a flashlight, and I've got a headlamp, and I've got a few other things in there, a couple power bars in the pockets and shit. When the storm comes, when I know there's bad weather, when I get in bed at night, I have a pair of socks already, because I fold my socks, right? I wrap one inside the other. I have my socks in my shoes. I have my pants loaded up. My belt's always in my pants anyways. I've got my knife on. I've got all my shit. My phone is on a charger, but the phone is in the pocket of the pants. So if something happens, you hear a tornado coming, mass storm, tree hits the roof, whatever happens, that jacket's right there. I put the jacket on. I've got leather gloves. I've got a mean of signaling. I've got light, my pants. I've got everything I need. It's all charged. Also, if you think there's bad weather, surge. You'll blow all your shit up if it's plugged in. Fucking surge protectors for the most part, the nicer surge protectors will protect that. But if you really think that that's a possibility, you could fry your phone just having that fucking thing charged in there. You don't know what you don't know. And the more you learn, the more you don't know. So it's just like taking a class. Guys come in and they're like, what gear should I get? The real answer is you shouldn't get any. You should go take some training, use some loaner gear or whatever. But guys come in and they take fighting pistol, and then they take fighting rifle, and then they take some more advanced classes and a few more down the line, and you'll see the evolution of them. They'll come in and they'll be jocked up. Third class they'll be in armor and plates and fucking all this stuff. Fifth class, they're taking the rifle class or something again, and they're just running a couple mags in their back pockets. There's an application for everything, but you don't know what you don't know, and as your skills evolve, you'll learn what you don't need. How many guys go out for a 3-day fucking backpacking trip and don't make it the first day because they have on brand new shoes, they have on brand new socks, and they've got fucking 60 pounds with them? Travel light, freeze at night. You don't know what you can do because you don't know. So it's always an evolution. It's always growing. I have big ass trucks because I like to carry a ton of shit. I have so much shit in some of those big trucks, I can't even carry 4 people in some of those trucks. It just depends what you want to do. Look at those big ass chase trucks. I love the pre-runners and the fucking score trucks, Baja 1000 trucks. Love that shit. Even more than that, I like those chase trucks. But they're carrying spare parts for themselves. They're carrying spare parts for the race truck. You've got a big 4-door truck with a cargo bed and shit. And half the time you couldn't even put 4 fucking people. I mean, on the pre-runners, they have a single front seat because they got so much fucking shit in the back, extra fuel cells. They got a big, huge fucking truck that only carries 3 people because they're carrying so much other shit. In that circumstance, obviously, you want that. But what's your real day-to-day life? What's your chances of that actually happening? Oh, I always appreciate the time you put into the podcast. Any plans for mystery orders? We did that one. What are your future plans on the compound? Are you going to change or add anything? Yeah, it's always changing. Back to you don't know what you don't know. We've got paddocks up there with nothing in them. We've got animals where I thought it would be convenient. And definitely we have the animals where there's shade for the chickens and stuff. But really it's far away. Like our animals should be down the hill here closer so that when it snows it's less of a walk. I need some drive-through gates. We would definitely interact, and we would deal with the animals more if we didn't have to open the gates all the time and could just ride a 4-wheeler up there. I need a drive-through gate. I mean, this is shit we've talked about for 2 years. I just fucking never have done it, and I'm like, oh, winter's over, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe
guess
next
what?
year.
It's fucking winter again. Here we are. So procrastination, that's on me. I mean, I've got buildings full of shit, but I couldn't tell you where half of it is. A lot of times it's easier to just go buy a new one of whatever than to find the old one. That's what Jeff was just saying the other day.
They say we might be going to buy 3 generators.
Yeah, we might be going to buy some. I was looking. The crazy thing is, after we were talking about the generators with Jeff, see, we've already filmed the beginning of the generator videos, what we're talking about right now. After talking to him, Facebook Marketplace popped up, Honda EU 2000s, Honda 1000. There's a ton of generators out there right now because we just had a bunch of storms. Now's a good time to buy that shit. All those power outages in California, as soon as that power comes back on, those fair weather fucking preppers, when Y2K when the world didn't end, all those people sold that shit off super cheap. Anytime there's a disaster or an emergency or something happens, if you go to buy something and it's not there, just wait about fucking 30 days because that shit will be on sale fucking cheap. What's your future plans for compound? What is Chef's favorite way to prepare wild game? Like
Wild
venison, for
game.
example.
Venison?
Wild mammals.
Wild mammals. Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, if you're talking about like moose during like sage season, the garbage can would be the best choice for that.
What are you fucking talking about?
Like
Oh, throw it away?
yeah, throw that bitch away.
Where's moose at?
There's moose around here. Not
no
here. Not
fucking
here.
moose around
in
here.
America. In America.
Yeah, in Alaska.
Not Alaska.
Where's their moose?
Like Montana.
You're confusing that with elk.
You think he's thinking of mice?
Yeah.
Yeah, mice too.
Yeah.
Elk? Nah, I'm not confused.
There is no
Wild
fucking...
moose. Wild moose. But the emergent circulator is always a go-to for all that shit. You know what I mean? Just fucking run it through a cycle
Can we
and
just
be done with it.
can we just eat it right out of the immersion circulator?
Yeah, for sure. We don't have to sear it.
Be super bland, like fucking homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
person.
Maillard reaction.
Yeah, homeless people, they don't eat good food, so when you eat them, they're really bland.
I mean, some
They're a
of
little
them taste
greasy,
like, yeah,
though.
greasy.
I don't know why.
Was that it? Just the fucking.
That's it.
Wild
What do you
game?
got to add? What do you want to add?
I don't have anything to add.
Why'd you pick that shirt this morning?
It was on top.
Because Gabby gave it to you.
Gabby said this one's clean, and now it's not clean. It's venison. Venison's delicious.
What would you change about the kitchen?
The backsplash.
The backsplash?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I would add skylights.
Skylights would be to upstairs.
Straight to
Solar tubes.
Solar tubes. There you go.
Like when we built this building, I'm like, what about skylights? And they're like, they always leak. That's the one. I'd like to just cut. I'd like to cut like
They
10
don't
feet.
always leak.
I'd like to cut 10 feet all the way down the building, the whole building, all 120 feet of it, and then just put glass windows in there. So airplanes can see all the
Yeah,
Christmas
it's gonna
trees.
say,
So airplanes
like-
can see the model railway
Yep.
up there.
It's a good call. What else?
I don't know.
Well, we should wrap it up so Brandel can get dressed again.
I guess that's it.